Ron MacLean will be buried alive at the foot of his sarcophagus to serve him in the afterlife.
During the Pierre Polyev Imperium.
Yeah, once Ari and Pierre.
As he's branded himself up here, Aryan soldier Pierre Polyev.
Yeah. Aryan soldier Pierre Polyev, 1488.
Which is, he has signs.
That's what he says.
Those are his words that he says all the time.
That's his. He's making a billboard to just say 1488. And then this
Canadian
message brought
Conservative
to you by
Party.
Pierre
Polyev stands with 1488.
Yeah.
I've seen them all. I drive to work and it's like, Pierre Polyev stands with the Aryan Brotherhood.
He has those like TV commercials where he's edited himself to look Hyperborean. And it's like blonde hair, blue eyes, in front of a bunch of pyramids.
He goes, and yeah, he looks Hyperborean. He's in front of a bunch of pyramids, and the audio's like, whoa, 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 whoa. He's like, don't you wish you could return?
And then
don't you want to go back?
Little Dark Age by MGMT starts playing. We're gonna breach the ice wall. This message approved by the Canadian Conservative Party.
They're all over American listeners might not know.
We didn't make that up.
That's entirely. Look up Google Pierre Polyev Aryan 1488.
That's part of his platform, which I was reading the other day.
Yeah.
Is that when Don Cherry dies, Ron MacLean is going to be buried alive at the foot of his sarcophagus to serve him in the afterlife.
Yeah, because that is like a biblical betrayal.
Yeah,
a guy you've like served with, a guy who's like the reason you even have.
Nobody would give a fuck about Ron MacLean. He sucks.
Yeah,
he was only decent as like the boring, lame guy,
the straight man
next to Don Cherry.
Yeah,
and then he, over such a like nothing little comment.
Yeah, a comment you could easily ride out in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Easily.
Yeah, he literally just said, you people should be wearing poppies.
Yeah, he didn't denote a color or a race or anything. He just said, if you're not from this country and you're not being respectful on our Veterans Day, you should be.
Yeah.
And then this country went down a fucking mountain.
Yeah. Pierre Polyev.
But Pierre Polyev will save us.
The Hyperborean Pierre.
Pierre, Hyperborean, Aryan soldier Polyev will save us.
Yeah, he's gonna initiate the dome building project.
He's gonna initiate Canada's version of Saudi Arabia's The Line City for Hyperborean Aryans only.
Yeah, it'll be one long line, one house wide.
Yeah,
stretching all the way from Prince Edward Island to
Vancouver.
Yeah, Prince George.
Yeah. It'll curve up towards the Yukon.
Yeah,
it's gonna be sort of a J curve up towards the Yukon,
and it'll just be one road, one like 4,000 kilometer road.
Pierre Polyev has promised to build the mega highway,
the mega road.
Pierre Polyev will bring District 8 mega highway to Canada. My platform is I'm going to build a huge highway
for only white people. Yeah, he's going to build a highway that goes all the way to Hyperborea.
Pierre Polyev is building the mega highway beyond the ice wall to Hyperborea and the islands of Asgard.
Okay, are they gonna fucking... Yes, thank you, Bloomberg.
What?
Yes, not paywalled. There was an incredible Bloomberg article this week, and usually Bloomberg is paywalled,
right?
Which I'm constantly running into.
Yeah, as a journalist
Please,
reader.
Michael. Please.
Let me read it.
Let me read your business articles.
What is it?
So it's this is going to be up your alley.
Yeah.
The title of the article is called "The Tartarian Candidate." Who do you think the Tartarian Candidate is?
Pierre Polyev.
It's American.
Oh,
I'll give you a hint. It's American.
The Tartarian Candidate?
Yeah, of prominent candidates active in America right now, who do you think is the Tartarian Candidate?
Is it RFK?
No, more obvious.
Is it Trump?
Yes.
What? Yes.
And let's see, it's a relatively long article, but just at the beginning it was pretty good. So I'm just going to blast through a few paragraphs here, if you'll indulge me. At a New Hampshire GOP meeting in January, Donald Trump took off on an odd tangent. Lamenting the Russian invasion of Ukraine, he talked about its architectural heritage. I mean, the country, how does it ever rebuild those cities? Those magnificent buildings that came down that are 1,000 years old with the gold domes.
Yes.
You can't do that.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
He's talking about domes. 1,000-year-old gold domes.
Please, guys, they're the healing domes that transmit energy worldwide wirelessly, that are the solution to 5G. The domes, he knows. Guys, please vote for him. He knows.
A few weeks later in Georgia, Trump went from talking trade policy to marveling at Washington, D.C.'s neoclassical buildings. Beautiful columns built 200 years ago and 100 years ago.
Yes.
Gorgeous columns,
Yes.
you say. How did they ever build them?
Yes.
How did they move them?
Yes.
They didn't have the equipment to move them.
Oh, my God. He's
They
asking the right
moved them through force of will.
sound, but close. Close. It was sound, but thank you for listening, sir. Thank you, sir, for paying attention to all of our tweets.
At a June rally in...
Very close, force of will, but it was sound. Thank you for paying attention.
In Racine, Wisconsin, the presidential candidate brought up the gold domes again.
Yes.
All those cities destroyed. You can never rebuild them. Never rebuild them like they were.
True.
Beautiful 1,000-year-old buildings with gold domes.
True.
You can never rebuild that.
You can't.
But what a shame.
We could if he wins.
Listen, there will be a gold dome on every house.
Every house will have a gold
and
dome.
no one will be allowed to wear shoes, so everyone will be grounded.
No, and we'll get rid of sidewalks. It'll be grass for grounding.
Just stay grounded.
If you need it, you will be provided with copper-soled grounding shoes. Ancient Scythian grounding shoes.
If you're having some sort of medical emergency and you need your copper-soled grounding shoes, sure.
If you know what, maybe there's a layer of frost on the ground, you're having a hard time connecting. Truly,
in some northern states, sure.
Sure. You could have Scythian copper soled grounding shoes. Sure. What
we're not unreasonable.
We're not. Look, yeah, I get it, and also every house needs to be equipped with bells for healing, and I'll say it, pipe organs. I think we need to bring back mandatory pipe organ attendance.
And bells.
And bells. Holding a gun with my middle finger on the trigger.
Based. To most ears, the references could be attributed to any number of things.
Only one.
Only one.
Only one.
Obviously only one, actually. Trump's speeches often range far afield from his teleprompter. It's called the weave.
It's called fucking having a personality.
Yeah, it really is shocking how much Kamala sucks.
Yeah.
And
but the fact that they're
even the policy of it, I don't know, I don't care.
Yeah.
But just on an aesthetic level,
yeah,
like it's a guy who rules versus a lady who sucks.
Yeah. Do you want a guy who? Basically, it boils down to a guy who can riff versus a guy who can't. And yeah. I said guy both times.
Look it up.
Wake up, people. Yeah, I said guy both times on purpose.
Yeah, maybe try ringing a bell a few times and see if it makes
sense.
Ring a
bell. Listen to a fucking pipe organ once in a while. 432 to 463 hertz, very healing frequencies. Listen to it.
Band healing frequencies. They don't want you to hear healing frequencies of bells.
How many bells are in the latest Sabrina Carpenter song? 0. You know how much damage you take every time you hear espresso? 1,000,000 points of psychic damage every time. I'm working late. You're dead. Good morning. You're dead.
Yeah. When we win, every pop song will have exclusively bell and pipe organ backing tracks
tuned to healing frequencies, because they do a thing where they transmit. You can transmute sacred geometry into a frequency.
Nice.
Yeah. So it will all be geometrically based healing frequencies.
Yeah.
There will be no more Lil Nas X.
Yeah. Maybe like a healing bell remix.
Healing bell club mix. Healing 432 hertz frequency bell club mix long house version.
To most ears, the references could be attributed to any number of things. Trump's speeches often range the weave, and his background in real estate demonstrates that he understands the power of buildings to communicate prestige and other things.
And a bunch of other stuff.
A gold dome is very much his style.
That's maybe literally the most retarded. Wow. Holy shit. You are broken.
Kyiv does have a famous, undamaged landmark that fits part of his description. The gold-domed St. Sophia Cathedral was completed in the 11th century, traditional arca style.
Oh, it was completed fucking when? You're going to want to recheck that date, I'm thinking. You want to recheck that date.
But
that was completed 300 years ago, probably.
For some listeners, the former president's recurring expressions of interest in supposedly unbuildable buildings signaled something else.
Yes.
They're hallmarks of the Tartarian Empire theory. I think it's a little rude to put theory there.
It's also rude to imply that it's not fucking obvious what he's talking about. Am I crazy, or is it... Do you think he's talking... Do you really fucking think his background in real estate means he likes fucking gold domes? You fucking brain-dead retard. Oh, he likes Donald Trump's rich. He likes gold domes.
Yeah, it's obviously a little bit deeper than that.
You need to get shot into a cannon. We need to line up catapults to splat you in midair against Sam Smith's disgusting body. Launch both of you from catapults at each other and blow you both up because you both are disgusting.
Yeah, that's another guy whose music will be banned.
Deleted.
No bells.
No bells.
Never even heard a bell.
Harming frequencies, damaging stuff. You really need to get it away from you.
Tartarian Empire theory. A fantastical whirl of conspiracy belief whose adherents posit that we're the brutish inheritors of a forgotten golden age built by a hyper-advanced ancient civilization.
Yes.
Moreover, the return of this lost empire and their attendant architecture could be imminent. A glorious restoration Trump's regime will lead. Need I say more?
Is this supposed to make me not like him? This is the kind of journalism you're doing to make me dislike him? A glorious return to a lost regime?
Okay.
Do you want that, or do you want a stimulus check again?
Okay, I think we've just got a few more. This is a pretty long article. We got a couple more paragraphs I wanted to hit.
I'm just going to hit a new pose with the gun.
Tartarian theory emerged about a decade ago, circulating online among amateur architecture and alt history enthusiasts.
Okay. All right, I don't like that.
Photos, videos, and speculations.
No. They share evidence, truth, and prophecy. Okay, photos, videos, and speculation is a little bit undercutting it. You mega homo.
Variations,
truth, spiritualism, and prophecy.
Variations abound, but the core beliefs revolve around the notion that there was a Central Asian empire that rose to global power centuries ago. The timeline is murky, well, if you don't look, and either built or inspired the ornate pre-modern structures that are now beloved by fans of traditional architecture. Star forts, gold domes,
star forts.
European cathedrals, the pyramids, the Great Wall of China, the Tower of Babel, the show palace cities built for late 19th and 20th century World's Fairs.
Yeah, where'd those go? Why does Chicago look like Brazil now?
They're all really examples of Tartarian workmanship, constructed with their unfathomable antiquitech.
Nope, it's actually fathomable. You just can't understand real beauty. You're so buck-broken in your gray office, you can't understand a true glorious return.
Real gold dome.
A real Imperium. You can't understand something like that because you're so fucking buck-broken in your disgusting fluorescent office.
Their antiquitech that perfected anti-gravity hovercraft and drew energy from the air.
Yes, well, not air, you fucking sound, okay? Not air, you fucking moron.
Either through world wars or cataclysmic natural disasters, a global mud flood.
Yeah, both of those are not.
Is a popular explanation.
World wars or we know who fucking orchestrated the mud flood, and I'm not allowed to say it.
Tartaria was largely erased from the landscape and the history books in a great reset. And what survived the bombs or peeked out above the mud was falsely claimed as our own. All that we know of Tartaria now, the theory goes, has been clawed back from a nefarious cabal bent on demolishing or concealing the wonders of the past.
And what cabal would that be, Michael Bloomberg? What cabal might that be, Mr. Bloomberg? I wonder what cabal that is.
Yeah, very, very curious stuff.
This gun, I feel like this gun is like I'm drinking 8 coffees. Just holding a gun.
Just feeling its healing vibrations.
This gun was clearly built
Tartarian.
with sacred geometry.
Well, yeah, I guess I didn't mention it, but that is actually an ancient Tartarian rifle.
Oh, well, I could tell because the power it gave me. When I held it, I went, something's different about this.
Yeah, it was actually created via vibration sound.
To hunt aliens and giants.
Make it by kind of being like, at a piece of wood until you craft the rifle. Yeah. Very powerful sound, ringing of bells.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's kind of, it goes on for a while, but
see, this is what we like to call a straw man argument, where this guy is he's trying to dissuade people off the trail. What this guy is doing is standing at the entrance of the Oregon Trail going, "You're going to get gout out there. You know that, right?
Get dysentery.
Only people who love dysentery go down the Oregon Trail."
What if people knew they were living in a 350-year-old post-apocalyptic society and we are de-evolving, that everything is a rediscovery from a civilization that was completely different just 350 years ago?
What if people knew that? Well, they might not pay their taxes anymore.
That's a guy who runs a Tartarian account speaking, which is why it makes so much sense.
Yeah, what would happen if people knew that? Oh, we might not be able to make money off these people being so broken that we can harvest their spiritual energy via streaming.
Prior to this, I'm kind of on the record as struggling with round Earth cosmology.
Yeah.
And I've been more of an Atlantis guy.
Which is very close. It's a sort of a sister ideology.
If Michael Bloomberg feels it's so important to
get the record straight,
to muddy the waters.
Oh, good term.
On Tartaria.
Yeah.
I think that kind of speaks for itself.
I think that's pretty indicative of... and it's controlled by an ancient cabal. Why don't you name that cabal, Mr. Bloomberg?
Name them.
Name the cabal.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's that's clearly just that's to get you to think it's ridiculous. Very classic. Very classic. They did this with Pizzagate.
Yeah.
They did this with QAnon.
Golden Dome. You can't build them anymore.
Dude, he knows what he's doing. He knows exactly what he's doing. Talking about golden domes, bringing it up a bunch of times.
It's all part of the weave.
It's all part of the plan. It's all part of the plan. You cannot mistrust you have been found guilty of mistrusting the plan.
Yeah. You're sentenced to 10,000 years in the crystals.
I'm sorry, Mr. Shapiro. You have been found guilty of distrusting the plan.
Get in the crystals, Mr. Shapiro.
But what is Project 2025?
It's something that some fucking think tank made up.
Why do we have think tanks?
It's a welfare program for gay retards.
I think a think tank is like kind of not dissimilar to like a dumpster where we would dump. I feel like a think tank is to guys with autism what a river is to a Chinese guy with a daughter.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Perfect sense. Could not be clearer. That's coming in at 432 hertz.
Loud, clear, and healing, my brother. Coming in loud, clear, and healing at 432.
But yeah, it's some plan that some like think tank guys came up with. That, I mean, the thing to keep in mind with all of this is like nothing ever happens.
Nothing ever happens. If you had...
Yeah.
Look, the best you can do, we're not going to get... Look, I was obviously goofing. We're not going to get a return to a Trump-led Tartarian
Well, not with
imperium.
Donald.
No.
That'll be more of the Baron thing, I think.
When Baron becomes the worm god and reigns for 10,000 years.
Yeah. At the end of that, maybe we'll uncover...
we'll be able to truly activate because we have a lot of work to do with keystones.
Yeah, we're a ways out from that. This is like step one.
Yeah, is we're at least discussing it,
crushing American democracy.
Yes, because why would because it's done nothing but hide a better lifestyle. We gotta wield stuff in every episode. This feels good.
Yeah, I really like it. Yeah. Maybe next episode I could have the gun.
Of course. I'm looking at acquiring my own prop. My own toy.
Because, those, fidget knives we got from Nick were cool.
Yeah.
But
it's time to get a gun. I've said this before, I'll say it again. It's time to get a gun.
Yeah, you don't want to bring a knife to a gun podcast.